Guys, today there's something very important I need to talk with you about. Are we about to see a massive crash in the traditional markets, Bitcoin, crypto overall? I need to talk you through this. There is something big happening also for the debt ceiling issue. This is escalating very quickly, and this could actually have an effect a lot of people are not expecting. So guys, today I need to talk you through this. If you're at all invested in the traditional markets, crypto, whatever it may be, make sure to stick around from the beginning until the end of this video. So welcome back everybody, my name is Chris, bringing you cryptocurrency videos every day, teaching you how to make money in this market. If you are new to the channel, then make sure to subscribe and activate the bell right now. And with that said guys, there's some key things happening on the charts right now. The first thing you can see is that we've actually had a pump. Let me take this from the beginning. So on the 4-hourly time frame, let us flip on the 4-hour period moving average, and you can see that we were struggling with this. This is something I was telling you about when this actually happened, but we were struggling with this orange moving average, as you can see here. Once we broke above it, we did see a big pump up to the next level of logical resistance, which is the orange line up at 27,200. So you can see how Bitcoin is still respecting my key levels of resistance and support right here. And from this point, we tried to break through it, got rejected. Now a little bit of a pullback. So key things to keep watching here. Also, if we are able to break through this orange line at 27,200, next level of resistance, 27,440 and 27,730. So make sure to pay attention to all of those levels. Also, additionally, you can see that we are forming a little bit of a pattern right here on the 4-hourly time frame. Okay, so you can see that we're forming this little bit of a triangle. This is actually a pretty clear ascending triangle, which tends to be more bullish biased compared to bearish. So this is a nice pattern to see consolidating right here. This tends to break to the upside more often than not. Of course, it can also break to the downside, but we do know the key levels to keep watching here. Just like I said, you do have these key levels above, but also the bold orange line at $26,400. Now, when we have gone down to this vicinity here we actually went below it, but look at the rebound we had right here. We actually went up by 5% almost. Buy-in off of this orange line, and at this point also, if you bought this one, we went up by 3.5%. so key levels to keep watching. These are the immediate levels to pay attention to, but there's something big happening on the chart. So for traditional markets, you can see that they've been closed yesterday, of course, and the futures markets are going to open up later on today. We closed it right like this, and the question is, how are we going to react from this point? Well, there's a couple of key things to take note of. So the first thing is, of course, once we cross this red line, we know that we are in the vicinity of where a bear market rally usually tops out. And if you look at the historical kind of performances of how low we usually go in a big recession, we are currently only down like 30%, and we tend to go down lower. We went down by, 35% right here. We went down by, much lower in these instances as well. The question is, are we going to see a recession or not? That is the big question. But if we do see that, just know that on the balance of probabilities, we are likely to see another pullback. Now, these are pullbacks we are, of course, expecting. We are prepared for them. We know how to play them. We are trading them every day using these strategies right here. And I will get back to these in a bit. But we know that if Bitcoin is going to go up, we know what to do. If Bitcoin is going to go down, we know what to do as well. We're prepared for every single scenario. And if we do see a deeper pullback for traditional markets, because remember, we are at pretty elevated levels still right now. We are pretty elevated levels. We have only gone down. If we go to the weekly time frame, where are we right now? We have gone down by 12%. Okay, so we've gone down by 12% from the peak of the bull market in traditional markets. So of course we still need to be cautious, but I still think that for Bitcoin we are in a bull market right now. This is my go-to, and this is what I believe. We will see if that's going to be the case or not. So let's talk about the trading strategies. And you know that we're waiting here for that decisive move, whether it be to the up or to the downside. We're prepared for every single scenario, but we're still going sideways. We're still going sideways. And you know that if we come up and clear these levels at $28,000, for Bitcoin and 1,905 for Ethereum. These trading bots are going to take massive profit, and the hedge trades I am having open here are going to close at break-even loss. And you can see that these are up significantly right now, but we're still waiting for the decisive move. Overall, we're still making good progress with making that $1 million from $4,000 to $1 million. We already made in less than, what is that? Yeah, about 2 months, we made already $52,000 plus the profits in these trading strategies right here, which is, I don't know, a couple of $1,000s. So call it, I don't know, $60,000 in 2 months, not too bad. So we're keeping an eye on this, of course, adding the profit here. Once I close these bots, I will add the profits here. And a lot of people are asking me like, is it too late to get into these trading strategies using these bots? Of course not. In fact, the entry you would get right now is much lower than when I entered myself. As you know, when we entered these bots right here, the price was at like $28,000, $29,000, $30,000 even for some of these cycles. Or some of these batches. So the lower the Bitcoin price, the higher the likelihood of making profit. So of course, that is something to take note of as well. But we're waiting for that decisive move. But yeah, this is for those people who are using the bots themselves, maybe even using my settings. If you want to use my settings, if you want to use these bots yourself, you can do so by signing up to OKX first in the description. You do have this one like right here, this link. You can claim up to $60,000 in bonuses by signing up right here. Once you have signed up, go up to the top of the description, join the OKX bot competition, which means that you will be able to earn even more money. And then you can go down to the bottom. You can get the exact settings for using my bots right here if you want to do that. Okay, now let's talk about this, because there's a big fear right now about the US debt ceiling. What's going to happen? And the House Representatives, McCarthy, said that the White House has moved backwards from yesterday. So not looking too good. So you have the Democrats saying that the debt discussions are going in the wrong direction. So is this fear mongering? I do think so, because really the US does not have any other choice but to raise the debt ceiling. And this is also what Biden is saying. He still believes that we will be able to avoid a default. And if you see a default in the US, that is not a good thing. So they're going to try to avoid that as much as they can. So they will try to do that. And I do think that they're going to raise the debt ceiling. This is what's been happening every single time before. And once we see that, it's more likely than not that we're going to see a pump for Bitcoin and markets in general here. So we're keeping an eye on that. But let's say that US was to default. So if the US hits the debt ceiling, what will people buy? You can see that professional investors, retail investors, many of them are going to buy gold, and some of them are going to buy treasuries. And at third place, they're going to buy Bitcoin. Now, here's the key thing. You might look at this and say, well, why don't I just buy gold then? Because if we default, a lot of people are going to buy gold. However, remember, the market cap of gold is much higher than Bitcoin. So even though you're going to see a lot of money flow into gold, it takes less money to flow into Bitcoin to pump your bag even more. So that is one thing to keep note of, guys. This is what I got for you. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you guys in the next one.